And with that, good evening. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another stream. And today we are departing from Budapest. So we are in Budapest. There is a VATSIM event, if you like. So, and the weather is, wow, rainy. Big showers. Silence, hello. Sasha, hello. Captain Mitchell, hello to you. Also, Nico, good evening. Nice to see you. Hayden, hello. I have not said hello to you yet. And then Mark, very welcome to Lee as well. And also to Giftswerk. Moin. Oh, Sasha, you're the British Airways here. Fantastic. Thank you much for joining. Brilliant. Lilienthal, nice to see you. Wie geht's? I hope you're doing well. Fantastic. Right, we just see the fueler is about to get connected. And so now I think we can go and load the aircraft. So we go load the aircraft. Let's do real time. And there we go. All good. Fantastic, Lilienthal. Happy to hear that. Very happy to hear. So, there we go. MCU menu, AOC menu. Let's. Yeah, I have done so. Yeah, and it's loading. Nice. Muscalasune, buonasera. How are you? So that's that. Let's go here. Let's do the init here as well. So. Ein Mozartkugel, servus. Right, so for those that missed DCS yesterday, man, I had a blast. So the mission went very well. So we had 3 F-16s and 3 A-10s. And even though we missed Mark, I mean, the absolutely Sam Meister. But Mark, I did all right. I think I shot two SAMs, so yeah, we managed. But yeah, it will be better with you next time for sure, absolutely. And 777, hello. Cool. What are we doing today? We are going from Budapest down to Tivat. Tivat, always a very interesting airport to fly to. And I have submitted my new mission to JP, developer of the FSI panel, for a new mission to fly. Now, it's a kind of a training mission where you start in the air near Tivat, and you'll be given a approach for runway localizer 32, and then you will be given the approach clearance. Well, you enter the holding. You can fly holding as long as you like and do all the preparations, and then you will get the clearance to fly the localizer approach, followed by that circle to land. Now, those if you've been following my channel for some time know exactly how the flight is, but the interesting thing is that I made specifically a very extensive
Black Box duo channel experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served.
Kwas, thank you so much for 6 months. How are you doing? And yeah, Kwas, we still need to do a Challenger flight, shared flight again, don't we? Yeah. So thank you, Kwas. I hope you're doing well. Big shout out to Kwas. If you don't know him yet, Mark, thank you so much for the shout out. So here's a link to the channel of Kwas, real world controller, and also streaming on Twitch. Very nice. Yeah, so I've started to make some short videos on YouTube. And so specifically today, I published like 4 videos, which we can play during the flight. And then these are specifically catered so to explain how to program some stuff which will help you fly such an approach. Now, what I realized when I was doing this video or the mission, they have changed the approach. Remember, guys, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think initially the previous first outbound track here went through the valley, and then it kind of went somewhere here and then to the 40 So they've changed it, so now you're actually passing above higher ground, which is kind of weird because you're circling at 1900 feet, so fairly low. I mean, if you're a category A aircraft, then you would have like 200 something feet clearance. It's kind of strange. I'm right with the approach? Yeah, because I remember that it was different with, yeah, so that has changed. Hey, Insane Base, nice to see you. Quas, unfortunately you're super busy next couple of weeks, but I'll drop you. Yeah, please do. So Quas, no stress, no hurry, no worries. But whenever you find a time, I'd love to do another shared flight with you. Absolutely. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll take some time during the cruise flight to prepare properly for the approach, and I'll tell you some stuff what you have to look out for when you have a circling approach. Always some good stuff to learn. Anyways, so let's have a look. How far are we? So fueling has finished. Okay, fueling is finished. And let me just go ground charts quickly. Airport info for Tivat. So that's cool. We will have a look now at the flight plan and the weather situation. So we are flying for Budapest, departing. It seems like runways 31, but that's not correct. It should be 31 left. Let's have a look at the weather. So we've got Zagreb, severe turbulence forecast, 240 to 370. So that could be bumpy there. We do have, hang on, real turb. Can I start real turb? Real turb cat areas. Yeah, let's start that. See if we can get some cat areas then. Cool. Weather for destination. Right now it's 090 at 3, which would speak for runway 14 as well. And they could have some thunderstorms with winds 150, 15 gust 25. So that could be something spicy there. Oh, thoughts? Hey, they're clank. Yeah, interesting, interesting structural failure there for landing gear, right? So in case you haven't heard, there was a Cargolux 747 that departed Luxembourg for Chicago, and they called in with an emergency because it couldn't raise the landing gear, and so they decided to dump fuel.
Captain Blackbox Twitch channel subscriber
76.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Right, that I'm just having to check. That was fairly quiet on my side. Lilienthal, thank you so much for 76 months of support. Now, Lilienthal, I've said it many times. I'll say it again. Lilienthal was the very first subscriber to my channel. So 76 months non-stop subscribed on the channel on Twitch. Thank you so much, Lilienthal. Thank you. Sasha, hello to you. Right, so we are going to check something real quickly. I don't know why it's so quiet. Oh, that is through OBS. That's why. So alert box, Twitch alerts. There we go. I'm gonna boost the alert sounds a little bit. And then, guys, let me know if the Twitch alerts or the YouTube alerts are too loud. Let me know, please, and I can change it back again. So, let's return to the boarding is ongoing right now, so that's fine. And we're looking at the flight plan. Americans say the Wright brothers. Well, I'm not that old, but man, that would be something, right? So Budapest right now is vicinity shower. We saw that. QNH 1010, light shower, rain, town cumulus, 17 degrees. And the wind is more towards the runway 31s. Now we should get ATIS, so let's have a look for my flight. 27 minutes to go. And let's get the direct ATIS here. So we've got information Tango, runway direction 31, expect approach 31 right, departure 31 left, attention 31 right, closed. Oh, okay. Transition level 120, wind calm, 10 kilometers, shower in vicinity, broken cloud, 17 degrees, 1010. Cool. So that's definitely. So let's put this to 18 already. Yeah, leave the wind as is. That's fine. Cool. That's the preliminary. And the runway is going to be wet. 3-1 left. Oops, 3-1 left. So, 3-1 left, meaning we need to gas.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel Experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
And good Ross, evening, Smile.
Good evening to you, Smile. Thank you so much. Ross, thank you so much for the 6. And I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for your support. You're going to move gate? How come? Sasha, what's the matter with your gate? So let's have a look for the charts here. Let's go ground charts. We'll have airport and then parking stands. Nope, that's the wrong one. Parking stands. There we go.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
And we have a anniversary resub. Barone, thank you so much for the 12. Thank you for the 1 year of support. And congratulations, now you are promoted to captain here on the channel. Thank you so much. So we've got position 30, I think it is, right? Yeah, it should be. 24 minutes. I like that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. 7-1 Bravo. That's a call sign as well. Runway 31. Oh, it's actually giving me the departure route. What? That is pretty neat. Hayden! Hey, another hype train coming in. Thank you, Hayden, for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're looking for the gas to Romeo, but is that correct? Is that correct? Departure. Let's have a look. No, that's taken. See, that's the wrong one. So that's. It seems to take it from the flight plan, which is obviously not the correct one. So, because 3-1 right is supposed to be closed as well. So it should be the 2 Lima. 2 Lima, runway 31 left. There we go. So we need either GNS or GPS or DME updating. So RNAV 1 requirement, transitions 10,000. We have that. Recommended NAV 8, Budapest VOR. Okay, interesting. Due to noise abatement reasons, compliance with the SID procedure is mandatory for aircraft up to 7,000, except for turboprop. Okay, so 7,000 is fine. So it's 307 to Bravo Papa 801, max 230. And then we turn left course 200 to 821, 822, and then to Gazda. And initial climb is going to be 7,000. So we'll dial that in. We'll have to confirm that with the clearance later on. But there we go. So, Dubrovnik is the also. Oh yeah, Dubrovnik. That's one thing I wanted to check with the weather in Dubrovnik. That can be spicy. So, Tivat being a airport that is somewhat difficult. Here, actually, we have good winds. So it's an ILS onto, I think it's 1.5 or something. And so, yeah, no issues there.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber
That's for
experience.
tomorrow.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the
Hey,
first class
wie geht's dir?
cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Thank you for the 13 months as well. Thank you everyone for your support again. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. That's really kind. So let's go and program the MCDU here real quickly. We are called Windmill 71 Bravo. Cost index is supposed to be 57. Blimey. One Engine Out Airlines is getting cheap fuel from somewhere. Don't know where, but that is very cheap. 310 is what we filed. We'll have to maybe we request something higher later on. We have a temperature of minus 45 up there. Here we got 17 degrees. And we are expecting 60.3 for zero fuel weight. And the block fuel is 6.4. So 6.4 in there. The alternate fuel, let's check that. All that's today, yeah, absolutely. No time to waste today. Oh yeah, so today, we're actually going to Asia later on. We're going to fly from Bangkok to Phuket. So I've not been to Bangkok, well, I've been there in real life. So I've done this flight as a passenger 3 or 4 years ago. And so we'll be interested to do that now today on stream. So that should be fun. We are going to go have a look here at the alternate fuel. So Dubrovnik requires 1.1 ton. So I'm going to take 1.1, put that there, so that's more like a proper arrival fuel. We're going to take flight planning Budapest departure 31 left.
Welcome aboard the
negative
Captain
again.
Black Box
Thank you
Twitch
so
channel
much.
subscriber experience.
Gas to
Could new
Lima.
subscribers please make your way to
Then
the
all
first
that
class
looting.
cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Nick, thank you so much. 71 months. Imagine, Nick, that's also such a long time. Thank you so much for that. Blimey. Thank you. So we're going to go with the local as a 3-2, and I'm going to go ahead and request the Papa Oscar Delta 1 Echo. That's an ANA of arrival, and we're going to go approach via. I think it's going to be Olivu. I'm going to insert that. Oh my god, negative. That is very generous. There we go. Thank you so much for the hype train, everyone. Here's a couple of lovely emotes. Thank you so much for the hype train, guys. Thank you. So secondary, we'll do a return plan. We're going to go to Lima, Hotel Bravo, Papa, Budapest. And then we'll do, well, they said 3-1 right is close. So we're going to go LS 3-1 left, 3-1 left in this case. So, and there's another.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box YouTube channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
And Nick coming in with another resub on YouTube as well. Nicodev, thank you so much for the kind support. Thank you very much. How's the exams going? Are you must be exhausted by now. Blimey. In at A page, B page, Ratnav. Supposed to put Budapest in there, they said, so we'll put Budapest here. Secondary we've done. Performance. So let's go. Let's check first of all if we finished boarding. Not quite. So we're still boarding. Finished with exams and also graduation hours. Hey, nice. So congratulations, Nick. Big respects. Bachelor of Science. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Wow, congratulations. Incredible. Yeah, huge achievement. Man. So let's go here. Put that on, and then I'm just going to wait until we finished the boarding process, and I'm going to see if we have deliveries 134. Making sure that we have ATC listening for you as well, or audible for you as well. So let's have a look. Hopefully you can hear it. Just need to check where it is. That's supposed to be voice chat. Actually, we can maybe listen to the ATIS. So that's 32375.
Expect ILS approach runway 31 left. Departure runway 31 left.
Yeah, I think I can hear that, right?
Transition level 120. Wind calm. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Showers in Pacific.
Information Victor is correct. Your clear destination by Tivat to be mass ID from runway 31 left. Climb initially 7,000 feet and scope 1,000. Next Tivat November, schedule Birmingham flight 511 departure runway 31 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet, walk 1,000. Next 27 November, readback is correct.
Ooh, Master of Science next year. Well, that's another very, very busy year then. Blimey, yeah. And you're going to work as well, right? Yeah, all the best for that, Nick. So, boarding is almost completed. So let's have a look. Let's jot down the clearance. Let's see if I can get that connected. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mark, I did get your message regarding the how we note down clearances. Now I have to say that what I've done here on stream is something that I don't do in real life, because in real life what I do there is my first officer gets the clearance, right? So either we go PDC, so there's no need, like 70-80% of the time we get a PDC clearance these days. And if we do have a voice clearance, what I do is I go and open up the flight plan page so I know the departure route. So I listen in, what's the departure route? Then he gives us the first altitude, I'll dial that in. And then he gives us a squawk, and I'll put in the squawk straight away. And my first officer, he's actually noting it down on the EFB. So I don't do anything like I do here on the on stream. So just to check the 80s was Victor this time, right? Budapest, good afternoon from Windmill. That's Oscar Echo Oscar. Windmill 71 Bravo. Information Victor, request clearance to Tivat, please.
Windmill 71 Bravo, Budapest Tower, correction, Budapest delivery. Good day. Information Victor is current. Your clear to destination by Costa to Lima, ID from runway 31 left. Climb initially 7,000 feet by QNH 1010 and scope 4247.
Windmill 71 Bravo, thank you. Cleared to Tivat, Gasta to Lima, departure, runway 31 left, climb initially 7,000 on QNH 1010 and the squawk 4247.
Windmill 71 Bravo, readback is correct.
Right, there we go. So before I forget, I'm going to put in this squawk.
Next 27 November, Roger, contact Budapest ground, 121.9, RCF.
Andreas, moin, wie geht's? I will admit that any day, my handwriting is really,
Budapest delivery, good evening.
It's really bad.
2 Charlie Echo with information Victor, request clearance to Munich.
Lufthansa 2 Charlie Echo, Budapest delivery, hello. Information Victor, East Korea.
Just going to add that the voice, the sounds a bit here. Gaster to Lima is confirmed. We're going up 7,000 and the squawk is inserted, so that's fine. And
to Munich via Gilead to Lima departure. Initial plan 7,000 feet by QNH 1010 and QNH 1000.
One thing I want to do is just start Simlink as well.
Yes, Rock 1000.
So there you go. Cool, so if boarding has finished, we can now go ahead and calculate the takeoff performance. We'll sync the final load sheet, 66.4. Let me just check that here in the MCDU really quickly. ATSU, AOC menu, and we have the received messages. No, we don't. ATSU, AOC menu. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's because it's not TBT yet, is it? Yeah, we have like 11 minutes left. What I could do though is I could maybe force the. There we go. That should make it work now. There we go. There's the load sheet, final load sheet. So I'm going to put this into the MCDU here. So we've got 60.20 fuel weight. That's 100 kilogram less than initially planned. And then we've got a CG 0 fuel weight 30.2. We've got fuel 6.4 for block. That's correct. And it's going to be a takeoff weight of 66.4. Let's check that. Yeah, 66.4 is correct, and the takeoff trim is 28.5. Which will be relating to pretty much 0 then. Okay, so let's have a look for the performance. 66.4. Now we have a short taxi time, so I'm just going to put it 66.5 just in case. PAX off, anti-ice off, toga no, optimum config, runway wet. It's going to be full length. And 1009. I know it's 1010 at the moment, but just in case it drops by 1 hectopascal before we depart, we've got that covered. So yeah, up 0 is correct. 63 on the flex. So we're going to go 35, 46, 48. And again, that's because of the wet runway. Transition 10,000. 1. 0. Oh yeah, I was just about to say regarding the cargo look 747. So it's weird to see they had obviously a structural issue up on takeoff and with the landing gears, or the main or the body gear as it's called, and they couldn't retract it. So there's a safety feature where if the gear is not aligned correctly, then the gear will not retract. So I assume the body gear that was affected didn't retract, stayed outside. They got a message, and then they dumped some fuel and then came in. I assume they were below max landing weight because there was not really a time issue. So they weren't on fire, or there was no smoke involved, or electrical failures, and so they returned, and upon landing, the landing looked pretty normal. It wasn't a hard landing or anything like that, but the landing gear separated. So the body gear affected separated from the aircraft and actually hit the fuselage and made a big hole into it. So it's got substantial damage, which I think will be able to be repaired, but that's going to take some time. So it was a critical failure, completely ripped off, so structural failure. So yeah, that was strange to see, really, because luckily you don't often see any of these structural issues. And normally, you know, if you do your, well, they do their checks, and so somewhere it seems to be fatigue, probably. I don't know, but that will be investigated, I'm sure. So we got Budapest. It's LDP 1. So we'll take 2,000 and 3,500, and the engine out is going to be 2,000. And the engine out procedure is a special procedure. So let me dial that in. We're going to go with, there's the page for you as well, so you can monitor that. So that's going to be Budapest 31 left. Initially track is going to be 308. And then we're going to go 3 miles Budapest, view RDME, so 17.3, 3-mile radius. And then we'll turn left to Resti, so Resti left turn. Not a database, okay, cool. So we've got to go left radar vectors then. But initially that is fine. So here we go, straight out, runway track, hit that circle, turn left radar vectors. Yeah, so I saw that as well, Mark. Yeah, lol. So I guess they don't have far to pick it up then. Hey, Nico, you know that the terrain display gets information from a database. Why is it refreshing on nav display in a swipe motion like? Well, because the aircraft is moving. So I know it's kind of misleading, but I just assume it's a software feature, where as the aircraft moves, it refreshes them and updates. No, it does that in real life as well. Good. That different secondary is done. I think we're good for a briefing and a checklist. So, let's start the APU and then we'll do the briefing. So, we're departing 3-1 left. We've been given the Gazda to Lima departure. The sector altitude there is 3,600 feet. Outside, we have a grid altitude of 4,000. The first cleared altitude is 7,000, and the extra fuel, I'll take it here from the flight plan because the MCDU gives a wrong value. So we've got extra fuel of around about 800 kilograms plus 200 contingency, so roughly about 1,000 kilograms extra fuel for Tivat. And hotspots for taxi out, there's not really hotspots, I would say, but one thing to look out for is the fact that you're only allowed to taxi 16 knots on the apron. So they have a taxi speed limit here in Budapest, 16 knots. Yeah, so there's no hotspots there really. Parking stands, so we're going to be pushing back. And then very likely Hotel 1 Alpha to the holding point. Engine out procedure, special procedure, as we just mentioned, straight ahead 3 miles Budapest and left turn downward heading. We're going to climb 4,000 to get radar vectors for a landing here. We're above max landing weight. So we have to go through the overweight landing list before we return, but we have a long runway. Weather is acceptable. There's some rain showers around. I don't have anything special to report on, and non-standards. Threats. Anybody refusing any threats today? Oops. Wow, it's getting busy. Look at that. Nice. Right, we're looking very busy. Lovely. Cool. And Daniel, good evening. Can I read engine out? No, not often, Jiff. So the only way, if people are interested, I have a website where I do publish for many airports around. I publish some of these acceleration altitudes and the procedures. Good. If there's no threats from your side, then I think we'll go ahead and read the cockpit preparation checklist. Hey Danny, nice to see you. How are you doing? Gear pins covers removed. We have the fuel quantity at 6,360 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on. ADIRS nav. And the bow ref QNH 1010 is set. And that's a cockpit preparation checklist completed. Good. Let's get the show on the road. And let's start up the sounds again. And delivery, windmill 7-1 Bravo is now fully ready.
Delivery closed, so you need to contact them on ground.
Thank you much for the info. So ground 119.
Speedbird 62, correction, Speedbird 632, Budapest Ground, hello, good evening. Hold position due to traffic behind you, and call you back.
Call me back, and is that okay to do a straight pushback for Speedbird 632? Malay 402, we are for taxi.
Malay 402, taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left via Papa 1 and Alpha.
Taxiing to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left via Papa 1, Alpha Malay 402.
Good afternoon, 62755 with information, big John board at gate.
Danny, you're doing great. Weather is a bit meh. Well, here in North Germany it's fine. Beautiful weather.
62755 Budapest Ground, hello, good
Aviation
evening.
with the LH. None approach, no. We're going to do the localizer, hopefully with the circling.
Exit point Papa 1.
Started, push is approved, facing the exit point, Papa 1, follow Papa 1, come on.
62755, are you ready? Copy the clearance?
Ready to copy, 62755.
Does anyone have some advice on finding a nice flat?
62755, you are clear to your destination. Zurich has fine. You are left to
Daniel, I'm not aware of that. There may be some internal kind of an internal database, but I've not heard of that for a long time. So
7,000 feet and squawk 1,000.
It definitely is an issue, yeah.
62755, read back, correct.
And Budapest ground, windmill 7-1 Bravo, stand, I think it's 30, request push and start.
Windmill 7-1 Bravo, Budapest ground, hello, good evening. Hold position due to traffic behind you, call you back.
Holding position, windmill 7-1 Bravo.
Lufthansa 2 Charlie Echo, request taxi.
Lufthansa 2 Charlie Echo, taxi.
I know, Daniel, yeah, I know. It's one of those things at the moment. You know, finding...
Taxi to holding point 31 left via Alpha 2 and Hotel 1.
Finding flats that are affordable, because prices are crazy high. So, how come I don't... Is it just still because I don't... It's not COBT yet, or what? It is. So, ground services...
Malay 402, Skokma Charlie, please.
Booking mode Charlie, Malay 402.
So, let's do that. Close the doors. Toggle the jetway.
Press me.
There we go. why. We are brave today, right? Trying with GSX.
Olive 402, contact tower on 118, decimal 1. Just for Kyoto.
118, contact 402.
Speedbird 62632, startup and pushback approach, facing exit point, Hotel 1.
Danny says
Exit 1 hotel and for Tivat,
it's going to be one of those challenges as well for.
I can do a straight pushback if you've got something.
And the Netherlands, yeah. Hey Alpha, how you doing? Nice to see you.
632, there's no
And aviation with
traffic
Elliot, you really enjoyed the tow list, Neo? Yeah. I think I tried it yesterday, 2 days ago. Mark, did we have 1.01? I think so, right? Ernst Luca, Luca, that's a very good question. I remember our company had a call out, go or stop, or actually the go call was 3 knots before we won, but they completely scrapped that at some point. So for us, it's a V1 call out, and so we don't do anything.
Speedbird 632, pushback is approved. There is no traffic behind you. Facing exit point, Hotel 1. Lufthansa 2 Charlie Echo, contact tower on 118 decimal 1. Bye bye.
Contacting 118 decimal, correction, 118 decimal 1, Lufthansa 2 Charlie Echo, bye bye.
Bucharest ground of Angel 1 Papa Golf, requesting clearance to Düsseldorf as filed with information whiskey.
Windrose 1 Papa Golf, Budapest ground, hello, good evening. We are clear to your destination Düsseldorf as flight. We are left to Lima departure from runway 31 left, climb initially 7,000 feet, and your stroke 1,000.
Yeah, I thought so, Mark, yeah. Right, that worked, fantastic. So before start checklists, parker brake is set. Takeoff speed thrust 135, 146, 148, flex 63. Windows doors closed. The beacon is on. That's before start checklist complete. So why am I being held here?
With a 795, because it wasn't started by T.
This is 7905, startup and pushback approach, facing exit point, Hotel 1.
Push start approved, facing Hotel 1, with a 7905.
Hey Dan, yeah, that really was a nail-biting moment, no joking. For me as a captain, having to divert is always a nightmare.
From the runway 31 left, after departure, fly on runway.
So nightmare in the sense of the amount of workload I have to do. And for me, it was the last day of, or last flight of the day, so we already had a long day. And I just did not fancy, going and diverting at that time of the evening.
Is that 4 Tango Juliet, read back correct?
So I'm not sure who I'm waiting for here.
Pedro 632, do you make a pushback?
Yeah, exactly. So he's... Okay, so he's got some issues, he says.
Roger, thank you.
Budapest Grand Reserve, Component 6 with respect to parking.
Only the Joker. I I don't want to install the beta, so the Microsoft beta. I just don't want to do that. So once it comes out on stable, I will definitely have a go with it. And if it's you know, some good use, if they improve it further, I may even try it, or you know, maybe use it for the possible transition training on the 787. Yeah, and Daniel, especially if it's like, you know, such a close thing, you know, if it wasn't 10 minutes, it was like literally, you know, 10 seconds. Ah, he's pushing out, okay. Oh, look at that. Nice. You know, how you doing? He's doing Halma to Orly 748. Nice. Well, Andre, for us, that would have been a very easy decision because it was night curfew at Salzburg. Hey, Fuse, how you doing? So, Andre, it would not have been my decision. Right, we can't land at destination because of night curfew, that's it. Off we go to the diversion airport. Hey, Loggerroll. Yeah, I've just been to Budapest not too long ago, like 3 weeks ago. Love Budapest, very beautiful city.
We are bud off to Lima departure from runway 31 left, climb initially 7,000 feet, and your squawk 1,000. Bud off to Lima departure, runway 31 left, 7,000 initially, forming 1,000 Ryanair 605. Ryanair 605, that's correct. Ukraine International 180.
Wow, they are so busy.
You are ready for copy the clearance.
I'm ready for the clearance.
Ukraine International 1839ers, you are clear to your destination is fine.
And 1 hour later, yeah.
Departure from runway 31 left, climb initially 7,000.
It's taking a long time.
And your squawk 1,000.
So.
And Tivat is not ready for.
Budapest ground, Ukraine International 1839er, you will clear to file by LHBP departure by 31 left, then you provide 10,000 feet and 4,000.
Ukraine International 1839er, read back for us. Speedbird 6232, are you ready for taxi?
Well, he's pushy, so you know, it's like. How's ATC, guys? I'm going to dial up the sound.
632, are you ready for taxi?
Is it too loud or is it okay at this level? Hey, Christian, nice to see you.
With 79 target taxi.
What, 777?
Taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left, via Hotel 1 and Alpha.
Taxi to Holding Point Alpha 2, 3 on left by Delta 1 and Alpha with 792. 795 Christian.
And Tivat is not ready for taxi, but moving out so you can get that other aircraft dispatched. Roger.
Budapest ground, can you say again the last transmission for Vizer 249 or 6?
It is a bit busy. Hey, Valentino.
Please say again.
Vizer 249 or 6, can you repeat your last transmission?
It was blocked. I can't hear your last transmission. What was your request?
Danny, yeah, sure. Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit because we can't do the visual approach in night time.
2496, taxi to stand 274 via Lima.
Taxi to stand 274 via Lima with 2496.
So make it a little bit lighter later on, but right now we're on real time.
Easy 3 Sierra Golf, Budapest Grand, Sierra State, taxi to stand 271 via Lima.
Stand 271 via Lima, please.
2755 request taxi.
Swiss 2755, taxi initiate to exit point uniform and hold 44 Alpha.
taxi to holding point uniform and also before Alpha 6755.
Windmill 71 Bravo, startup and pushback approved, facing exit point Hotel 1.
Thank you so much. Push start approved, facing Hotel 1, windmill 71 Bravo. Yippee! Here we go.
Budapest ground, November 1326 Lima, Golf 172, leadott repterünk szerint Debrecen szeretnénk VFR-repülést végrehajtani. Night VFR lesz ebből most már, de azt megerősítem.
So, checklist completed, fuel pumps are on, APU lead is on, let's go, engine 2 starts.
Mielőtt elhagynánk Sikátornál a légteret.
November 1326 Lima, Budapest ground, sziasztok, szép estét, nem sokára visszahívlak benneteket. Break, Visual 7 and 9R5, Kokma Charlie please.
Hey Aviator, how are you?
One Papa Golf, ready for push and start.
Visual 79R5, contact tower on 118.1. Bye bye.
Tower 118 and 211, have a great evening, bye.
62755, continue taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left, via uniform.
Good start on 2, engine 1 start.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 2 from runway 31 left via Alpha 6755.
Visual 4 Tango Juliet, hold position due to arriving traffic behind you. I call you back.
Target break set.
Finrose 1 Papa Golf, ready for push and start.
Finrose 1 Papa Golf, start up and pushback approved, facing exit point, uniform.
Push and start approach, taking S20 from Finrose 1 Papa Golf.
Easy 3 Sierra Golf.
Hey King Treat, nice to see you.
Your stand, taxi to stand 224.
Oh, nice Aviator, isn't that a good feeling? So you finished all the Abitur exams, congratulations, I hope it all went well. So let's do the after start flows here, flaps 1.
Visual 4 Tango Juliet, start up and pushback approved, facing exit point, Papa 1.
That and that, let's do the flight control check, full up, full down, neutral, oh, hang on.
Good evening, lot 5 that hot overlocated and we you were right where yeah.
So full left, full right, neutral, rudder full left,
taxi to stand 225 via Alpha
right,
Lima Papa 2.
neutral.
Via Alpha Lima and Papa 2.
So we're just going to wait for the all clear signal and then we'll read the checklist.
And speed ready to taxi to runway 31 left.
Speedbird 632, taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left via Hotel 1 and Alpha.
Alpha 2 for runway 31 left.
There we go. After start checklist, anti-eyes is off, ecam status checked, pitch trim is 28.5 and the rudder trim is neutral after start checklist completed. Wow, let's go. Man, it's busy. Are you one of the pilots who is allowed to check the level D simulators? No. No.
I think whiskey.
Lufthansa 9982 Hotel, Budapest Grand, hello, good evening. Stand by, I'll call you back in a minute. Break. Ryanair 605, start up and pushback approved, facing exit point, Papa 1.
Start up and shuffle, facing taxiway, Papa 1 with Ryanair 605.
Windmill 71 Bravo, request taxi.
Windmill 71 Bravo, taxi to hold, correction, stand by due to traffic in front of you.
Holding position, windmill 71 Bravo. Radio. Yeah, I would be able to, yes.
Ukraine International 1839er, hold position due to traffic behind you. Call you back.
I'm not sure if it's necessary. His easiest parking.
632, taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left, unit Hotel 1 and Alpha.
Hotel 1 and Alpha, Pushback 632.
Windmill 7-1 Bravo, taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left, Hotel 1 and Alpha. Follow the Speedbird, the British Airways in front of you.
We'll follow the Speedbird, Hotel 1 and then Alpha, holding point Alpha 2, 31 left, windmill 7-1 Bravo. Alright, clear left side, clear right side, brake check, pressure 0.
Szeretnék egy iskolakört Petihegy fölött, erre szeretnék egy IFR engedélyt kérni.
Yeah, the sunset is gorgeous.
Desert 27 and 9L6 Budapest.
I love the reflections as well here. Really nice.
What position? I'll call you back.
Roger,
so 16 knots max speed, but no danger of busting that.
Budapest ground, hello again, load 532.
Yeah, visually, Microsoft Flight Sim is stunning. Absolutely. So it is fun.
532 Budapest ground, hello, good evening. Stand by, I'll call you back.
Good, let's do the text checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting is 1 plus
62,
F.
Contact tower,
Then we have the radar unpredictability system is on and auto. Engine mode selector. Normal. Peak memo, takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist completed.
Pushing tower approved. Taxi to the pushback to the holding point, Hotel 1, International 189.
Is that 4 Tango Juliet, taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left via Papa 1 and Alpha.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 2, runway 31 left via
Windmill 7-1 Bravo, contact tower, 118.1, bye bye.
118.1, thank you so much, bye bye. Windmill 7-1 Bravo.
Ryanair 605 requesting taxi.
So departure frequency 22975. Do we have that? Yes, we do. So I'm going to dial that in. There you go. Budapest Tower, good evening. Windmill 7-1 Bravo, holding short 31 left, ready for departure.
Windmill 7-1 Bravo, Budapest Tower, hello. Behind departing Speedbird A320 Neo line up runway 3 left and right behind.
We are departing British Airways A320 Neo lineup runway 31 left and wait behind. Windmill 7-1 Bravo. So he's departing. We'll check the approach sector is clear. Cabin crew prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway is 31 left full length. TCAS, TARA, and the packs are off. B4 takeoff checklist completed. So I'm going to use weather radar, even though it doesn't work here. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Absolutely stunning. So it looks like from the windsock. So whenever I do a lineup, I look for the windsock and trying to see what the wind is doing. So right now, it looks like we have a little bit of tailwind.
122.9075 for speed 62, hang on, not slowly. Yeah, good.
Visa 4 Tango Juliet, Budapest Tower, hello, hold check captain. Windmill 7-1 Bravo, runway 3 left, clear for takeoff, wind last, release 4 left.
Clear for takeoff 31 left, windmill 7-1 Bravo. Yeah, so we do have a bit of tailwind, so full nose down. 50%. Once the stable, we go 70%.
Visa 4 Tango Juliet, behind departing the windmill A320 line up runway 3 left and right behind.
And then slowly to take off power. Now Now we've got Manflex 63 SAS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. 80 knots, I'm gonna put half stick input now. So here's 100 knots checked. Stick neutral. That's sunset. V1. Rotate. Nice rotation, positive climb, gear up. And enough. Now this is unbelievable. What a timing. Look at that sunset. So we've got LHBP 1. 22975, thank you much, bye bye. Windmill, yeah, Windmill 71 Bravo. So here we go, departure. Autopilot 1. Thrust climb, SRS, climb blue, auto thrust. Climb power set, pack 1 coming on. Budapest departure, good evening, Windmill 71 Bravo, passing 2,800, climbing 7,000.
Windmill 71 Bravo, Budapest approach, good evening, identify climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Windmill 71 Bravo. 19,000. Pack 2 coming on. Are you allowed to set the parking brake? Well, we are supposed to set the parking brake unless... Here's thrust climb, climb out blue, accelerating. So unless we have contamination on the runway. And so whenever we have to wait for a while, we are supposed to set the parking brake. Oh, look at that. And right over Budapest city.
Speedbird 62, contact Budapest radar, frequency 120, telemetry for outside. Thanks, flight for outside for them to buy.
120.75. Yeah, the sun is rising again, right, as we climb up. So, still accelerating. Yeah, weather has cleared up, so the bigger rain showers are gone. Ah, look at that. Beautiful House of Parliament there. Brilliant. Flap 0, speed is checked. Flap 0. No, I didn't do it on purpose. We're in real time.
Windmill 71 Bravo, after passing 7,000 feet, then direct to Kilo, Kilo Echo Romeo Oscar Papa, climb flight level 310.
Windmill 71 Bravo, climb level 310, and after 7,000, direct to Kirop, Kilo Echo Romeo Oscar Papa, Windmill 71 Bravo. Thank you. So I pulled on the selected speed to increase the climb rate so that we get quicker through 7,000, and that way we can do the direct to Kirop sooner. A little pro tip there. There we go, 7,000 turning. And going back to managed speed. Noted. Excellent.
Reporting we do it to the separate to the radio, the 7 line inside, climb flight level 240, maintain present heading.
It's quite interesting. I heard today that Azobo is actually...
Budapest approach, good evening.
Exactly. Azobo said you should roll back to NVIDIA drivers to 531.29. So all the drivers...
50 Charlie, Bruce approach.
That came out after that are supposed to cause issues in Microsoft Flight Sim.
10,000 feet altitude by the QNH.
I'm going to leave the seatbelts on for now because there could be some turbulence there. Set standard. Standard is cross-check passing 107. RATNAV clear. Secondary copy active. And fix info clear. So we kind of clean up the MCDU, free the radios, and we'll check one message here. Let's have a look. Load sheet, yeah, that's accepted. Fantastic, cool. Hazus, hello, how you doing?
360.
So it's an hour and 10-minute roundabout flight time. So we just got the first shortcut. And that's the routing. And we are coming from the northeast today. And we'll monitor the weather. Only the Joker you on the news. Okay, so I updated as well like 2 weeks ago, and I had big issues. Crashed the desktops in X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim and DCS actually. So after reverting back to 0.29, all is good. I mean, maybe it only affects a certain type of a graphics card. I don't know. Right, weather is fine in Tivat, which would allow us to fly that circling approach.
Windmill 71 Bravo, contact Budapest radar frequency 120.375, bye-bye.
20375, thank you, bye-bye, Windmill 71 Bravo.
Liner 605, approach radar, contact climb, flight level.
So let's have a look, do they have...
Visa 7905, contact Belgrade 123.775.
Contact Belgrade Center on 123.775.
Don't have SEPA DLC, unfortunately. Budapest, good evening. Windmill 71 Bravo, passing 156, climbing 310.
Windmill 71 Bravo, Budapest, hello, radar contact.
Good, 310 is fine. Stub says had issues with the latest NVIDIA drivers with DX12, DX11, even the latest driver from the 3090 with not one issue, DX12 crash. Yeah, so
62755,
I don't know if it was related just to DX12, that comment from Asobo, but like I said, it's apparently seatbelts auto. It is apparently an issue, so yeah, I'm happy with 0.29, so I'm just going to leave that. Hey, TV Assassins, how you doing? Short question, do you press the brakes after takeoff? No, you don't need to. So here in the Airbus, it does it automatically. So normally you would only have to do that in kind of the GA aircraft or the little jets maybe. I think even the jets these days, the Cessnas, Learjets. So I think they all have automatic main wheel brakes. Oh yeah, Tony, you posted that, yeah. And you're using beta. Okay, maybe that's a beta issue then, yeah. What do you talk about in cockpit with the first officer? All different things, Sasha. It's what we try to avoid is politics, religion. These kind of topics is is prone to cause some issues sometimes. So, you know, we try to avoid conversations where personal opinion is fine. However, if it starts getting into heated discussions, it's not a good place for those in the flight deck. So, yeah, normally, you know, we have stuff to talk about, be it procedures or company stuff. So there's enough topics, 100%. Topics which I won't touch on because, well, my wife won't hear me, but, you know, women, that sort of stuff, so. Any first officer watching? Well, there was one actually, Giftswerk, yeah. It actually happened once, yeah. He asked me if I was streaming on Twitch, and I said, oh, it's the first time I've ever heard anyone ask me that, yeah. Yeah, otherwise you have the Fight Club, yeah. Yeah, so, it's interesting. Sometimes you have someone with you that you know you can have really fantastic conversations with, and then other people you just don't connect really. You just can't find any kind of topics, and then it becomes a little bit like chewing gum. So, but that happens rarely. Club Teak, hello to you. How are you?
Lufthansa 1340, contact Budapest approach 122.
Hey Stepke, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm feeling well. Thank you for asking. When's my next flight? What, real world? So today we're doing the second flight from Bangkok to Phuket. And the next real world flight is in 2 days. I have a 5-day rotation coming up. Very Austria heavy.
Budapest, good evening, runner 8, Sierra Zulu 175, latitude 30. Ryanair 8 Sierra Zulu, Budapest radar, contact proceed direct web outcome incline to flight level 320.
So while I do like the sunset time, we have to go and put the time more to daytime.
Yeah, stand by.
The reason being is otherwise we can't do the visual approach in Tivat. And then everybody, especially me, will be disappointed. Good, we have a lot of stuff to prepare. And so once we get into the cruising level, there's 3 main areas that I want to program, or 3 main things I want to program and talk about when it comes to circling or visual approaches.
Budapest radar, Lufthansa 132, flight level 30.
Lufthansa 132, Budapest radar, contact, route direct to them.
Lighting, utána folytatnom idő.
True, true. If you're lucky, you get to see another sunset. Very true. Landing is in about 45 minutes. So it's not a very long flight, but let's check the charts. So there we go. So we're going to be passing by Belgrade, and then we come down here to Tivat, and Dubrovnik is really close by. That is like 10-minute flight time maximum.
Windmill 71 Bravo, contact Belgrade 123.775 here.
23775, thank you much, bye bye, Windmill 71 Bravo. let's see if he has or she has some CPDLC. Belgrade. No, unfortunately. Belgrade radar, good evening. Windmill 71 Bravo, passing 285, climbing 310.
Windmill 71 Bravo. Good evening, Belgrade radar identified. Continue climb level 310. Expect localizer Zulu approach runway 32 Tivat.
Thank you much. Climbing 310, copied. Localizer 32 Zulu in Tivat. Windmill 71 Bravo. Thank you. Klaptik, you're just getting used to the MCDU, fun and games. Yeah, the MCDU, that's the thing. The MCDU has so many fantastic features and functions that if you don't learn about them, you kind of make your life harder than it needs to be. So there's a lot of features here which can really help you, especially when you're doing the more complex approaches, or if you go and fly to an airport that you've not been to many times and you're not so familiar with. Yeah, it is.
71 Bravo, clear direct Mike Oscar Juliet.
Direct to Mike Oscar Juliet, Windmill 71 Bravo, thank you. So Mike Oscar Juliet, there it is. And I'm going to put a beam points. There you go. So now, why are beam points? Because now, for each of the original waypoints, we get a beam position on that new routing. And so we can do the fuel checks.
No price available, monitoring wants to decimate. Have a safe flight to see next time. Bye bye.
There you go, outstar.
122X, 7 thank you very much.
So we're going to go below. Cool. Let's prepare everything, shall we?
Thank you very much. Runway 36, clear to land, wind 320 degrees, 5 knots. Clear to land, Tango Papa.
So, what we're going to do, we're going to expect the Papa Oscar Delta 1 Echo Arnav arrival, which will go from Papa Oscar Delta to Mammal and then to Lasti. If we get the 1 Delta, that's shorter, so we've got to be ready for that, Olivu, and then to Gozut. So actually I did enter the wrong via, but let's just change that. So arrival, approach via Mammal it is. There we go. Cool. So we are going to have a look at the approach. So initially we're going to fly the localizer Zulu 32 and we'll request the 1-4 circling for practice. It should be very busy today. And I don't think the Tivat tower is online because I think they had an event yesterday or 2 days ago. So it would be very unusual for them to come online in short succession there. So it's either going to be Mammal, Lasti onto the approach or Olivu goes onto the approach. What you will see is it's a huge offset.
Was that for with the 795?
Negative, that was
so the runway track is 314 and the approach track on the localizer is 334. So that's 20-degree offset. So you can see you have a high minimum anyways for the straight in. So at 3 miles from the localizer DB. What's going on in the background there? So 3 miles, you have to be visual and continue visually after that, or do the missed approach. How can he concentrate with that noise in the background?
18 degrees, taxi to parking position number 3. Bye bye.
Yeah, pew pew pew.
Parking position number 3, Tango Papa. Thank you for the
do you tell how you went to fly the plane, what he should do with the first officer? I'm not sure exactly, Sasha, what you mean with that. I don't normally, the first officers are well trained. There's no need. I'm not an instructor captain, so I'm not there to instruct first officers. Now, obviously, the first officer will profit from my experience, but I'm not laying that on them. They can just monitor, and then if they have a question, let's say an airport they've not been to or an approach they haven't flown before, and I have, then I will, I will gladly give them my inputs from my experience. But otherwise, they are professionals. They know their stuff as well as I do, so there's no need to be in a teacher mode. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the approach, and then what we're aiming for is the circle to land with flight tracks, runway 14. So interestingly enough, I still have the chart here in the plane, while in the app I don't.
Is there 752 confirm squawking?
Look,
5236.
so if I go to the app, it only has one runway unspecified, and that's this one here. It doesn't have the approach that we have here in the database. And so that's what I meant. You see, earlier on, you go to 3 miles and then break off, and now you go from Tango of Zulu. Right, anyways, we're going to go with the circle to land flight tracks. And then what we'll do is we're going to look at the minimum. We're at Charlie, runway 14, nighttime not authorized. So 1900 is our minimum. That's the first thing I'm going to put in here. We may have to change it later on if we don't get the approach. The weather is as follows. Hey, Sim Caesar.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
How are you doing?
Make your way to the first class cabin.
Big shout out to Sim Caesar. If you don't know him, then please check out the channel that's just been posted here on Twitch.
Hello, Black Box and friends.
Hello, Sim Caesar. How are you? And is the weather better now in Denver that you can actually go flying again? Just wondering. 17 degrees, 1005. And 17. And the wind, it says variable 1 knot. Now, let me just check. No, it has not. It's been raining for a week straight. My God. Blimey. Okay, so this would be a visual approach, right? This part here for the runway 14. Now, you're going to have a tough time if you want to fly this just by bearing to the beacon and then not really having any DME distance, because it's telling you it's 6.3 miles distance from the NDB, but the NDB doesn't have a DME distance. So I remember that the circle to land originally, that had a DME referenced to the Tivat localizer. So that was more like raw data. So this one really is more a RNAV kind of programmed approach. What airline? It's a virtual airline, terrain ahead. Is the app set to airline charts or standard? That's a good question. Can we actually change it in here? Let's have a look here. So here we've got... let's have a look. Let me just go have a look at settings real quickly. Settings. Standard. So chart mode is C standard. So if I change that to what? To CAO, does that change the charts then? Hold on. Well, we're going to go with this one, right? Hey, Roxanne. Okay, but still, we're going to go with this one, nevertheless. So this one's nice and relaxed. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and program this pattern. So there's a couple of things I want to program. One is this path and this waypoint. This waypoint I want to program. And then I want to program the extended centerline from the 1.4 threshold. And also I want to program a point here, maybe at 3 miles or something, or 2 miles, so that we can aim for as a gate to make sure that we get onto the right path. So this is how we do it. Exactly, pilot waypoints. So we go to data, second page, pilot waypoints. We'll delete all the present waypoints. First thing we want to do is call or make an identifier. So something you can remember easily, Tivat. So if it was Frankfurt, I would put Fox Romeo Alpha. It was London, I would put LON. So for Tivat, I just put TIV and then 01 for the first waypoint. And so what I'm aiming to do now is I'm going to go ahead and program place, that's Tango Alpha Zulu, slash bearing is 302 from the NDB, so 302, and that leg distance is 6.3. So 6.3. Put that in place, bearing distance. So then we select the correct NDB, which is 345. There it is. So that's the new waypoint, the first one. We'll store that. So here we go. Pilot waypoint is now stored. Make a new waypoint. Now I want to program this waypoint here, and I can take this as a reference. So the TIV 01 that we just programmed is our reference for this leg. So I'll name it Tango India Victor 02. The origin place is Tango India Victor 01, so this waypoint here. The bearing, it says 336 degrees, and the distance is 4.5. 4.5. Again, place, bearing, distance. Put that in there, store. The runway extension can be done in several ways. Now the easiest way would be to go straight to the fix info, put in the landing threshold TVAT 14, then the radial outbound, so you've got to be careful with that. So outbound radial is this direction, so it's going to be 314. So 314. And if you put a radius around that fix, you're going to have a circle. Now, if you don't like the circle, then I would suggest you doing the following. Again, go to pilot waypoints, create a new waypoint, and call that TVAT extended center line, for, if you like, call that anything you want. And place, same thing. So TVAT runway 14, bearing is 314. And I want to put a place at 2 miles. So 2 miles, store. So we're going to go back to the fix info. I'm going to change that now to TVAT extended center line. And there it is. On the next page, I'll just put in TVAT 01 and then TVAT 02. And you can put in 4 of these fixed infos if you like. So how does it now look on the nav display? So if we go to the airport, zoom in, you can see the waypoints that we just created. So from TATS NDB, we'll proceed to Tango India Victor 01, 02, and then turn to the final. I know that one thing I always do as well is which is very helpful, is put in the runway extension as well. So so under the fourth fix info, I'm going to put that runway threshold again, 14, and just put a radial out, and now we have that on the approach path for runway 14. That helps us then for situational awareness to get onto the final. Hey, Jave, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. So I did a couple of short videos today because there will be a training mission coming out on the FSI panel
632 when ready to
with
to be level
ATC. So
1005.
good. So we've done 3 of those things. The next thing to do is, hey Flying Wolf, good Abend,
Speedbird 632 descent
is on progress page.
Over Papa Oscar Delta at 10,000 feet.
Again, we're going to put in the TVAT 14 threshold. That gives us the direct to distance from our aircraft to that threshold. That helps us later on in the approach regarding the cross check with our altitude, where we should be and how far we are away from the threshold. One more thing to do, one very last thing to do is, well, the winds are pretty much calm, it seems, or just variable. On the secondary flight plan, you have to put in the opposite landing, or actually the actual landing threshold or landing runway, because if you fly in managed speed and you keep runway 32 in the box under the primary flight plan while you land on the opposite runway, your ground speed mini function will get messed up if it's windy. So in order to use managed speed, you need to put in the correct runway later. So secondary flight plan, we're going to go ahead and change that. Well, first I'm going to copy active. So first I'll copy active, and then we're going to put in just the runway, because it doesn't have an approach. It's just a runway 14, no star, no via. So now we have center fix and then the runway. Later, when we are in the approach and when we get to that outbound leg, that's where I just simply activate the secondary flight plan. Then I have automatically the new runway threshold as my main runway, and the performance data will be correct for that approach then. So CAO is mostly for airline use. Okay, Roxanne, thank you much for that. So this is one of those things where you can prepare and not be overwhelmed later on. Because trust me, if you get lost at some point here, if you mess up the tracked altitudes, it's going to be hard to recover. So we're going to try to fly this as stable as possible. Right, what does the note say? Visual segment. Having established effective external visual reference at TATS MDB or map, kind of weird, the flight shall be continued visually onto courses and distances given on the chart above. The prescribed minimum flight visibility shall be observed during the visual approach procedure. So this will be 2,400 meters required, which is kind of nuts because, I mean, 2.4 kilometers is so little visibility. And so you would just have the visibility, not even to see the runway here, but just to make sure you get clear of the obstacles. And then you would continue, and at some point, you will pick up the runway again. But that is only possible if it's a circuit to land with prescribed tracks. So kind of a new thing, really. Good. Speed error at Lasti, we'll monitor that. So I'm pretty confident I've programmed almost everything. So we're going to do the normal preparations now, which is as follows. RatNav. So there's just Tivat localizer DME that will be tuned automatically. However, well, there's no reference afterwards. For the localizer approach, is there anything we need for the missed approach? So we turn 199. Oh, okay, there we go. Romeo Oscar for the missed approach. So that's something that does make sense then. All right. So,
449er, no rates available. Monitoring command.
So 332.
Have a safe flight until next time. Bye bye. Let's go back to that.
And we need TATS as well. So I'm going to put TATS. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to put Romeo Oscar here.
And
then TATS on this side.
Monitoring command decimal 8. So wish you pleasant, happy
So
landing.
here we'll switch on to
Talk to you
ADF.
and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.
It should be 5 kilometer. Okay. Interesting that Lido charts have such a different value there. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it could be different approach type then. Cool. So that's done. Last thing to do is have a look at the landing distance requirements. Now, Tivat has one speciality when it comes to runway 14, and that is the layout of the apron. So if we land on 14, we have to backtrack. There's no taxiways leading back to the apron apart from the Bravo intersection there. So we've got to stop, turn around. It's 45 meter wide, so we can turn around on the runway, that's fine. And then backtrack. So in order to minimize the time on runway, we'll use automatic medium anyways. But for legal requirements, we have to calculate the exact landing distance. So landing weight is going to be pretty much 63.5, well, let's go 64, just to be on the safe side. So 64.0, auto brake medium, auto thrust off. Yeah, we'll take max reverse, flat 4, manual landing. And there we go. So we need about 1,500 meters. Landing distance and factored is 1709. Yeah, that's copied. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, we're not doing that one, are we? So, oh, fine. Good. Cool. So that's that. And sun. Someone's saying we got a second sunset, which is true. Now, we do still need daylight. So again, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Just put that to daylight. Beautiful.
7905, no freight is available. Monitoring com 122.8. Have a safe flight to London. Until next time. Bye bye.
So let's quickly check the minimum requirements on the arrival. If there's anything we need to monitor. So minimum is 6,000 here, 5,000 here, 250 knots, 200. So that's all fine. Just speed constraints. The rest will do conventionally with the descent profile. Now, I do want to aim, let's say 5,000 here. Or 6,000 here, so that's fine. So, newbie question from Gia Onigai, MCD related. Where's the advantage or the need for airlines to have a MCD over the, at least at first glance, more intuitive for me, at least, usability of the Garmin? Well, I mean, the developments in GA flying, so the Garmin 3000 is tremendously impressive. And yes, the airliners actually have much older systems and not as intuitive and not as modern as these, these GA or Garmin stuff. That's just the way it is.
71 Bravo, for you, when ready, descend to be leveled over Papa Oscar Delta at 10,000 feet, QNH Tivat 1005.
Okay, so we're going to leave now, descending 10,000, level latest at Papa Oscar Delta, and the QNH is 1005, windmill 7 on Bravo. So what I'm going to do initially, descend out blue, but I'm going to change the restriction that we just got. So we're going to put in Papa Oscar Delta, out constrained, 10,000, descend. So now the MCDU will calculate the path accordingly. And so what I did, I checked the mileage, 60 miles, 18,000 feet, standard descent. And so I knew we have to descend now already. It is, yeah, old but reliable, absolutely, yeah. So under which conditions would you use the chart? Well, silencer, for us, we only have a certain approach or certified approaches. So, I mean, if you have both available, then have a look at the nodes and see what makes more sense or what is actually required. So let's have a look at this one here. Let's see if there's anything here. Right, I don't see anything hugely different there. Then you would have to go through the ground infos, see if there's anything in there. But again, for Tivat, it's fairly basic with all these infos. Yeah.
Good evening, Wizard 697, climbing to flight level 340, inbound Uteca.
Wizard 697, roger, Belgrade radar identified. Continue climb flight level 340 and proceed direct Techno, Tango, Echo, Kilo, November, Oscar.
So we've got a bit of headwind.
Climbing to flight level 340.
Let's just check again. We've got to lose another 18,000, 19,000 feet. That's almost, well, 60 miles. So I'm not sure. I'm somewhat skeptical. I mean, it's going to go in idle descend in a second. And the FMS or the MCDU things or the flight management guidance system things, it's going to reach that exactly as it should. I'm going to hit this arrow means, or this lightning bolt means, this is where we're going to hit our optimum path for descend. So at the moment it's maintaining 1,000 feet per minute. Once it hits the optimum path, it goes idle. My speed currently indicated 310 knots, windmill 71 Bravo.
Roger, windmill 71 Bravo, since you will be number 2, due to separation minimums required, Tivat needed to reduce your speed, so would be very pleased if you can give me a speed 260, not above 260 or not.
Okay, max speed 260 is fine, windmill 71 Bravo. And for your pre-planning, if possible, we'd like to have the localizer 3-2 with a circling 1-4, and we would accept holding as well if that's required.
Windmill 71 Bravo, of course, yes, sir, no problem. We can organize that. Expect localizer Zulu approach 3-2, then after circle to land runway 14 at number 2.
Thank you so much, windmill 71 Bravo. So now we've got to slow...
Windmill 71 Bravo, in that case, your speed 250 indicated.
Yeah, 250 indicated, windmill 71 Bravo. So now I have a problem regarding the... making the restriction and slowing down. So I'm going to slow down first.
32, Roger. Yes, we can do that. Of course, no problem. Expect localizer 0 runway 32.
It is an ice controller, absolutely.
Localizer correction.
Hey, 777 driver, how are you doing?
14, keep my speed.
Multiplied speed, and that is up to will we have you the whole way?
0632.
You're wondering what aircraft category the A321? Yeah, it's still Charlie.
Next report.
No, so it's not reference to weight. It's reference to approach speed at max landing weight.
It cancelled, and then
That's how the landing category is determined.
Speedway 632, almost got it correctly. Report over Olivo.
So again,
that is initial approach fixed. Olivo Oscar
these
Lima,
categories here,
India,
ABC,
Victoria.
and these are the approach speed categories.
And descend to
Alright, well we are back to open descent out blue. So we are still managing 10,000 it seems. That's fine. Cool.
And where is the cash?
Let's check the minimums.
Sorry, Speedway 632, say again.
When is it terminated for me?
Below 7,000.
So 10.3 at the moment is the grid. Now, if we were to zoom in further, it will probably be a bit lower, so 10,000 will be safe.
No negative. We'll just not have the radar contact with you, so we'll do position reporting. So stay with me on the frequency and just follow my instructions.
Alright, roger that.
Wing 71 Bravo, Belgrade.
71 Bravo, go ahead.
Yes, since you both guys are going to runway 14, needs a little bit more separation than at the moment. So if it's fine from you, would appreciate one holding over Papa Oscar Delta VOR. The inbound course can be your present heading.
Okay, perfect, no problem at all. I'll enter the Papa Oscar Delta holding with the current heading windmill 71 Bravo.
Roger, maintain 10,000 feet. We'll call you back shortly for further instructions, but it should not be more than one hold.
That's copied, windmill 7 Bravo. So we're going to go holding. Inbound track is going to be 198 roundabout. And we'll do right turns. Oops, hang on. So 198. There we go. So, I did have. Yeah, so normally it's a 777 driver, so normally that's why you try to insert the wind data into the descent page. So under data, active winds, next phase, climb wind, descent wind, and normally the wind data these days is very good, so you don't really have any major discrepancies. Plus 7 degrees coming into the clouds, going into the holding, so lights on. So there shouldn't really be an issue with the managed descent. Now obviously yes, engine anti-ice is included in that calculation, so if you have to switch on engine anti-ice, that is included. And yeah, if you get too high in the profile, obviously you can use the speed brakes. Yeah, the runway slope, unfortunately, is not published in the Navigraph or Jeppesen charts here. So, and the Lido charts, we have them, but here we don't, so... So I'm also going to slow down to holding speed. There's no need to... I'm going to go to 1005, 10,000, so set QNH 1005.
0632, I did not send any message, so I guess that's just by mistake, right?
So there we go.
Roger, no problem.
Slowing down.
Just report overall
holding. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, of course. If you know you have your managed speed bracket, so managed speed bracket. If it goes to the lower corner, then it will add thrust. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, absolutely. No, the 321. I think even the Neo's 321s is still a Cat C. No, it has nothing to do with wingspan. Has nothing to do with the weight. It only has to do with the approach speed. At least to my knowledge. So what you're referring to is category heavy, super, medium and light. But that's a total category. That is according to weight, yes. And wingspan as well. Good, we're entering the hold, 10,000 feet. Going to give you a quick briefing. So, what I'm still missing is the missed approach. So, in case we don't have visual contact with the runway or anything else off, we'll do the instrument missed approach, left course 199, max 185 knots, and then we'll go onto that 337 degree to outbound from Romeo Oscar back to Lusty at 6 or above 6,000, depending on the clearance.
632, you can descend to altitude 2,600 feet.
And can you descend to 2,600 feet?
So delta speed goes to 181. Hang on, maximum speed for approach 185. C goes to 160 max speed. Yeah, 160 final approach, and D to 185. Right, 9 degrees, still popping in and out of clouds it seems, so look at that region here, so beautiful. Is this Podgorica below us here? Yeah, Podgorica. There's the runway there. Baby boy, gotta love those categories. Well, how to make aviation complicated. Orbit medium. Good. Anything else? I think we discussed. So we prepared everything. In case we do the missed approach, let's say we have a balked landing, so we mess up the circling, then we go outbound the same way. So we join the instrument missed approach unless ATC says something else. So we're going to go and go outbound 109 degrees, intercept that Romeo Oscar outbound there. Yeah, but I think that's why they say, Flying Wolf, I think that's why they say at maximum landing weight.
Passing flight level 160, climbing flight level 280.
55 Victor Duroche Mama, Belgrade radar identify direct NATEX, climb flight level 340.
Hvala puno, direct NATEX, level 340.
Quick fuel check, 3.4. We're currently how many miles away? About 25, so let's say 30. So 10 kilograms per mile, so I would say about 300 kilograms. And that puts us at 3 tons for touchdown. And min diversion is 2 tons. So we still have about a ton extra at the moment. That's fine.
Break, windmill 71 Bravo, leave holding over Papa Oscar Delta, and next report over Hollywood, descent 4,000 feet.
Roger, leaving the holding, descending 4,000, next report Hollywood, windmill 71 Bravo. Right, that means I need to switch the arrivals. I'm going to go on, so it's going to leave now the holding.
And just we're going to circle to land for
So let's do that. Heading.
062, sorry, correction 632, sorry, say again.
We're doing the circle to land for 062 and we're landing on runway 14.
Affirmative, after passing Takeoff
So insert, we're going to go direct to Sorak now. And descend 4,000. So rain on nav display. So just checking now the minimum altitudes. It should be 5,000 initially. So if we descend now on the arrival, we have to monitor those restrictions. So Sorak should be 5,000. So descend alt magenta 5,000 initially. Until Olivu. And then we go down 4,000. Good, approach checklist. We have engine anti-ice goes off. Bar roll ref, QNH 1005. Seatbelts on. Minimum bar row 1900 feet. Auto brake medium. Engine mode selector is normal, and that's the approach checklist. Consor, hey, where can I find information about what mode shall I use on EFIS, ADF or VOR? Well, depends on what nav aids you require. So that's why we have the restrictions here. So you can see there's a little mountain range there. So still some high terrain around. So depending on your navigation, that's what you do with either ADF or VOR. If you're doing a VOR approach, obviously you have the VOR set. If you have an NDB approach, you have the NDB. So see it this way, it's there to check your accuracy regarding navigation. So that's what you have to respect. If the approach is based on a NDB.
71 Bravo, reduce speed to minimum.
We have minimum speed, windmill 71 Bravo. Beautiful. That is lovely, isn't it? So you can see again, if we went down to 4,000 here, we may bust the clearance of 1,000 feet. This normally is supposed to be 1,000 feet above terrain. Absolutely gorgeous. Hey Paul, how you doing? So I am going to help him out a bit. I'm going to start reducing the speed.
Good evening, Ryder 80 Zulu.
So speed's going to go managed here. Flaps 1, speed checked.
Zulu, good evening, Belgrade radar. Identified, proceed direct the road on, and since you're flying to the east, need you level 330-310. Which one would you prefer?
Ryder 80 Zulu, direct you road on and stand by.
And Viva 632, airport is fine.
Consul, pleasure.
0632, runway 14, clear to land, wind count.
Clear to land, runway 14, clear to land, for the 650.
Ryder 80 Zulu would like to climb 330.
Ryanair 8 Sierra Zulu, roger, climb flight level 330.
So we're going to start descend automatically here.
Climbing 330, flight level, Ryder 80 Zulu.
Seatbelts. Yeah, we have seatbelts on. Windmill 71 Bravo is passing Olibu.
Windmill 71 Bravo, roger, clear the localizer Zulu, runway 32, report over Tango Alpha Zulu.
Clear the localizer 32 Zulu, call you over at Tango Alpha Zulu, Windmill 71 Bravo. Good, so we're going to have the ILS keys on, we've got the ILS identified, and we've got lock blue. So cleared for the approach means the following. So we follow the procedure, so we stick to the...
55 Victor for further service Budapest, 120, decimal 375.
We stick to the minimum altitude, so 4,000 until Gorsut. Then we'll descend ourselves down to 2,600. And from there, it's going to be the final descent out of 2,600 down to 1,900 circling altitude. And we have lock start. Interesting that we have a glide slope indication. I think that's a Microsoft thing. I think in the real aircraft, I don't think you would have a... Uh-oh.
0632, roger, follow missed approach procedure, climb 6,000 feet.
Flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. So we're descending now, 2,600. Gears coming down. Yeah, I can see him there, so I'm visual of the traffic. Right, so actually the visual, I briefed something wrong. The missed approach for the visual circling is different. So it actually does publish one. And so missed approach, whenever the visual is lost, turn towards the landing runway and then proceed to the Tango Alpha Zulu NDB again. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, so he's climbing. He should not be a factor for us, but he is fairly close to the terrain. And he should actually be heading more towards me here. Flaps 3, speed is checked, and that's going to be our circling configuration. Now, from here, we're going to go onto that track. So I'm going to select...
71 Bravo, confirm you have a visual with terrain?
Yeah, visual with terrain and visual with the traffic that's going around windmill 71 Bravo.
Roger, 71 Bravo, clear visual approach runway 14, report to final.
We're cleared the visual 14, call you turning final, windmill 71 Bravo. So now that we approach Tango Alpha Zulu, we're going to go and descend down to our minimum. Now we don't have to dive down. And here comes the track 302. There's the chat.
0632, you may proceed direct Lasty and hold over Lasty. We'll call back shortly.
So here we got our first waypoint that we programmed. Do you see that?
0632, negative, direct Lasty. That is Lima, Alpha, Sierra, Tango, India.
So rain mode is off. So now we have a nice visual representation. I can just check the accuracy again, 0.03, so the nav display is very accurate. And we're sending slowly down to pattern altitude 1900 feet. There's the airport, there's the runway. ILS off, flight director off. And remember what we told us? Secondary flight plan, activate secondary. So now I can see the landing threshold 14, the waypoints we're going to navigate to, and we have on the performance page final 14. So we're going to get the correct match speed. Look at these, the wind. I'm actually happy that we chosen to circle to land. Look at that wind. And we are on live weather. Live weather. Tap position.
So 5 Yankee, good evening, Belgrade radar, Sefhawk 5207.
No, because it's a special procedure, Cephal Wave, hey, how you doing? It's a special procedure, so you're going to have to do that manually. And we do have the NDB inserted, so that's fine. Right, one thing you have to be careful with now, from that point onwards, we have 3 miles to the threshold.
Negative,
so
I do not possess any radar coverage down there below 7,000 feet. So the best
flaps
I can
full,
do
speed
is
check, flaps full.
to Lofty, hold over Lofty, and after that to join another
manual
approach.
thrust. And we're aiming for 1,000 feet at that next waypoint. So we have about 3 miles to go.
I do not have you on my radar, first of all. Second, there is no ILS for runway 14, only visual approach. And third, you must go to Lofty waypoint and from there join again via Tango Alpha Zulu.
There's the airport, there's the landing threshold.
Wizard 6907, contact Budapest frequency 120, decimal 375, bye-bye.
Can you repeat the frequency, please, Wizard 697?
Wizard 697, of course, no problem, contact Budapest frequency 120, decimal 375.
120, decimal 375, thank you, bye-bye.
So a little bit fast, slow down. Landing checklist, ECA minimal, landing no blue. Landing checklist completed. And here we're going to go turn base, windmill 71 Bravo, turning base, runway 14.
Roger, windmill 71 Bravo, runway 14, clear to land, wind is calm.
Clear to land 14, windmill 71 Bravo. So, careful with speed here. I'm going to aim for 600 feet there. Right, this is my final 2 miles.
632,
so without even looking at the power piece, I'm going to bet it's 3 red, 1 white.
6,000 feet, proceed to Lusty, hold over Lusty.
Actually 4 red, so a little bit low. So that's why you have these waypoints in, help you with the situational awareness, with the track line, and try to get you onto the right path. So now we should be at least 1 white, hopefully 2 white. There we go, 1 white, 3 red.
500.
Wind from the left, 12 knots. And that's what I meant with the ground speed mini function. If you had runway 32 in the FMS still, you would have a much higher approach speed right now. So here we go, on path, nailed it.
300.
Now concentrate on the landing.
Ryanair 80 monitoring commands to decimal 8, bye bye.
40 knots from the left, so definitely not calm.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Come on. We've got spoilers. Reverse green decel. Full reverse. Manual brakes. 70 knots. Hey, forward. Goody bee. Too easy, yeah.
Windmill 71 Bravo, welcome to Tivat. Outside temperature is 16 degrees. Backtrack is approved. Vacate via Bravo. Taxi parking position number 2. Have a good night and see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for making the visual approach possible. It was very beautiful. So backtrack, exit via Bravo, and stand 2. Have a great evening. Thank you, Windmill 71 Bravo.
You too. Bye bye.
So as expected. Window open, shades on, yeah, open canopy. Thank you, Daniel. Poor cow. Oh, 777 driver. I'm too old for that. I am too old for that. Cool. Radar's coming off. That's done, that's done. TCAS off as well. Start the APU, and then we'll look for the stand number 2. Stand number 2 is the second position after this taxiway. So let's see if we've got ramp 2. Follow me, yes please. For the means. A marshaller has been dispatched on site. Oh, right, there we go. There's the marshaller. Follow me. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Max, at least Mach 2. Come on. Yeah. Right. Blimey. He's a nervous fella. So we've got to go all the way around to face this way. Lol. I can't get the aircraft into reverse. What a joker. Imagine if I did that now. Full reverse. Reverse the aircraft. As if. Come on. After landing checklist, radar predictive system is off. So this is tough enough as it is. How on earth am I going to do the 180 here? Wow, that's such a tight turn here. You going to guide me or not? Shut the engines, no. So a bit of self-parking there. It's probably gonna shout at me now that I've parked wrong. And there you go, APU bleed on and 2-1 TCAS. Fuel pumps. Oh, it's working.
263, good evening, well, the radar identified level 380, continue as
yeah, I have downloaded the G6 profile. I did indeed. They are driving around. Hey, oi, oi. Thank you. They are driving around the aircraft. That is new, isn't it?
Actually, just 263, if able, fly Papa Oscar Delta 3 Bravo arrival for runway 32.
They are. Wow, that's improvement. How cool is that? Right, let's have a look. The wheel temperature, or brake temperatures are fine. No need for the loud. And also, guys, whenever the conditions permit, so if it's not too hot, I will switch off the pack system and the APU, so that's not so loud when people deboard over the stairs. Because the brake fans and the air conditioning packs, they make a hell of a noise outside. That's passenger comfort for you. Almost 777 drivers. So when I got onto the 747, about I think 2 years prior, they stopped flying to Kai-Tak. So almost as that old, yeah. Cool. Nice. All right. So turn off left pack. Not really. It's off automatically anyway, so no need to do that. You have TA. Well, so FSX Freak, the only problem I have, well, sometimes I have flickering textures, yes, but a problem that I have is the ground textures popping in. And I was so concentrated on flying the approach, I don't even remember if the issue was present on this approach or not. Well, Club Tick, at least it wasn't because of my landing. Alright? Because the landing was, how much was it? 114. 114. How about that? You noticed, yeah, so the one engine up airlines does not allow any hand luggage on board. So no carry-on but luggage, no. They're not very happy, are they? I wonder why. Best food, best service. How come they're not happy? Best landing? What's wrong? Oh, he cheated. Oh, no, he's a business class passenger. No, so he's allowed, because he's business class. He's allowed to take a hand luggage. That's just the way it is. And... Oof. Nice. Cool. Guys, we will do a second flight, but what we'll do is I'm going to go offline for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to have my salad, and then we'll be back with the fly-by-wire experimental version, and we're flying from Bangkok to Phuket. Yaroslav, thank you so much. There's no buses, there's no seats on the bus, that's true. Yeah, and this approach I've just shown today, I've handed in a mission for the FSI panel. So hopefully it will be published this week, hopefully with ATC. So you can practice ATC as well and do the approach. We will have an extensive briefing package. There are some videos now on my channel, on YouTube channel, with video shorts. And there I've got the 4 videos that are helpful for today. Cool. Thank you everyone for subscribing and resubscribing. Thank you for the support, guys. And I will see you again, if you like, in about 10-15 minutes. My dear moderators, as always, thank you so much. See you soon.